Okay, we're live. Hello, everybody. It's Sharon and Sarah here. Oh, you can't see our names because I have the banner up. There you go. Sharon and Sarah here from Content Sparks. And we have a topic today that is one of my favorites. I think I say that about a lot of them, but this one really is when it comes to being super efficient and productive and maintaining your quality and your branding and all the things that are going to really help you this year throughout your business. And I'm going to go into that in just a second. But first, I just want to remind you that I sent out something free. There's a comment in here. Snejana, hi, how are you? Happy New Year. Good to see you here. We've got great stuff for you this year. And if for anyone else, as you come in, just drop in your name, say hi, Happy New Year to you, and where you're from as well. And we'll have more questions for you. So let's keep going. So there was a free thing I sent out. Oh, what's today? Thursday? I sent it out on Tuesday. That was very closely related to this course that we're just releasing. It was a free epic blog post with a content upgrade and some other stuff. So Sarah, I'm going to open that up if you don't mind before we go into
that would be great stuff. Because I looked at the post earlier today and it is a wonderful piece of content. And I know you really like your customers and your potential customers to give them something this powerful. I know as somebody who writes blog posts all of the time, an epic post can take about a week of writing. If you do 300 words a day, that's 5 days, plus editing time, creating the image. So for you to give somebody a 1,500 word post, you've given them 5 days of their life back. All they've got to do is create a nice little image in Canva, 10, maybe 15 minutes if they've not got a template set up, less if they've got a template set up, and they've got a blog post that they can customize and get out really quick. It takes less than 20 minutes to copy, paste, adjust the headline, do a little bit of your own personal magic on it, add in your image template, and then your call to action. And yeah, it is an amazing gift. So thank you very much, Sharon. That is just wonderful. You must really love us to give us a week of our life back for free.
You know I do. And it's not just the blog post, because I know that you're going to also want to build your list, because just putting a blog post is obviously just one thing you can do to add value, but you want to get more out of that. And I know you guys are always trying to build your email list and your audience. And of course, you want to sell more of your products and services. So in the free one that I sent you, it's related to the topic of our new course. So using templates in your business. And I think this one was about 1,100 words on the benefits of using templates. So take a look at that, because like Sarah said, you can do an infographic, add a few bits and pieces and images and other things in there, and then have a call to action at the end. Now, the call to action would be for the content upgrade that we included. So you're not pushing people straight to your course. Hang on, I'm trying to find my mouse here to close this and show you the rest.
So not only do we get a fantastic blog post that gives us a week of our life back from writing, we've got a content upgrade as well. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah for Content Spark. Guess what I've been watching?
Yeah, great. So this is in Canva, because Canva is one of the easiest things, very easy to access and use. Hopefully my Wi-Fi isn't going to give me a hard time here. So you'll get a document, and then you just click on the little link for Canva. And it's having some issues because I'm not quite sure why it's having issues. It's probably my internet. Okay, well, we'll fix that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it may be that I think it's my internet. I would like to be able to show it to you. Yeah, let me open it again.
There it is.
Sometimes if you just highlight it rather than trying to, I'm going to copy the link and paste it in. Yeah, well, don't worry, we'll fix it. Nobody said that they had any trouble with this, so it's probably just me.
I
Yeah,
think it's your
it's
internet.
just me. It's just me. So you'll see, you can scroll through it, but when you click on that, you just say use template. And this is the way all of our social media images in Canva work, or anything else that we give you in Canva. And then you just click use template. It would open it up. In this case, I will show you it because I'll just open it up. Oh, it wants me to log in. Of course it wants me to log in. And I'm in a different browser, so I can't do that easily. Anyway, I don't want to waste our time on this because we have the whole course to go through, but I did want to show you there's that freebie waiting for you, and you'll be able to go in and just play with that content upgrade, which was all about using templates. So having people journal it out where they can use templates in their business. So they'll take that blog post and what you teach them in the blog post, which we've given you, and then you give them the content upgrade, so that adds them to your email list. And then we gave you 3 emails to start with, to start nurturing those leads. And actually, one of the things you can do, so there's 3 I can't speak. There's 3 emails, and then there are 3 one of them has a next step, so you could be sending people over to your course. But I would actually make that go to the challenge that we're doing as the other bonus. So I'll go back to that in a sec. But in that freebie, just look out for it. It was in Tuesday's email. And I think I have an email scheduled to send a reminder. But just check your email and make sure I'm whitelisted. I'm not in spam or anything like that. But there are some social media images and social media posts in there to help you. And what I was thinking, Sarah, and you were nodding your head because you agree, of course,
Of
was that
course.
you could in there then send people to the challenge that you'll get as a bonus if you buy the new Blaze package of our course.
Oh, that's just
So
wonderful how that all ties up. There's
yeah,
no thinking for us involved. We can just focus on creating the courses and doing the challenge. We can just, paste up the blog post, pop in the social media texts and images into Promo Republic. That does all the work for us. We get people onto our list. We send them to the challenge. Oh, this is just too good. This is just like the best start to 2022 ever. And it's all
well, the
free.
nice
Look at
thing, and the
your email.
nice, that's all free. And the nice thing is then with all of that set up, and this will lead us nicely into the whole topic of templates, you can be focusing more on adding all your expertise, your knowledge, your examples that I know you have, and put those in rather than worrying about the layout and what elements to include and what goes where. You're just focusing on your knowledge going into that, your stories. And that makes life so much easier and makes you do much higher quality stuff as well. Not that it isn't high quality now, but this takes it up to the next level. So I'll go back to the challenge after we've gone into the course. So we talked about, here's the course sales page. I'll show you first before I open it up. So this is what you see when you click on the link, which is here, for the sales page. So in my emails or anywhere else, or you can copy it here, you just go to this URL for the sales page for the course, contentsparks.com/biz templates, BIZ. All right. And what you'll see is the whole sales page, yada, 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 a little bit of information, overviews of everything, and what you get, which I'm going to give you a peek at now. All right. And then this is one of the graphics you get in the course, and you'll see on the sales page. It's the overview of the different modules in the course. So you're going to look at identifying the templates your business needs, developing an action plan, creating them, integrating the templates into your business, and evaluating the effectiveness. So why don't we step back for a second and talk about why this course is so important, why templates are so important. So, Sarah, we talked about this a little bit before we got on the call because you had one perspective, which I totally agreed with, of course. And it just took me a little while. And then I had another perspective on using templates. So why don't you talk about yours first, because it was much more interesting than mine. Why do you love using templates? And what do we even mean by a template in the first place? Because I use some that you don't use, you use some I don't use. Go for it.
For me, as you know, I'm a prolific content marketer and blogging, and the majority of my customers come through blogging. So I write a blog post, I pop it up, people come onto my email list, they get to know me, and then they buy one of my programs or come and work with me one-to-one. And I show up regularly on my blog. I think it was about 3 years ago, my grandmother died, and I had 3 weeks where I didn't blog. I could have blogged. I had content that I could have put out, but I just wasn't in the mental space to do that. And I would say you can do anything when you're blogging except for grieve. You can't grieve and blog simultaneously because your grief comes out in your work. You can be angry about something and blog. Sometimes that anger gives it real passion and pushes that piece of content real far. But even though I had content templates and blogging templates, I couldn't blog during that period. 3 weeks in 15 years of blogging. So if I managed one every single year, and I've managed a lot more than that, I would have something like 750 blog posts at one a week. I've actually done 4 years of blogging every single day. So, and that was on the transport blog. So not exactly the sexiest thing to blog about. And the only reason that I could do it every single day was having a template, because without the template, you can't, you focus too much on the wrong things. Oh, my headline, and oh, what do I blog about, and all of the crazy, and all of that just stops you. So having a template enables you to be consistent, and it enables you to show up. And showing up activates a psychological thing called the exposure effect, that by mere exposure to other people, they start to know you and to like you. So by being consistent, you get better results. Now, whenever I talk about this being consistent and using a blogging template or a blogging framework, you don't have to call it a template if your audience run a mile. Call it a framework. Call it whatever they resonate with you. When you show up consistently, you get better results. And people say, oh, give me an example. And I use the 2 uncle examples. And Sharon's like, when I was telling her this earlier, where are you going with this, Sarah? So bear with me a minute. Right. Imagine for a moment you've got 2 uncles. We'll call them nice uncle and naughty uncle. And nice uncle is the most perfect role model ever. He's smart, he's handsome, he has a fantastic job, he's always getting promoted and bonuses. And when it's your birthday, he's very generous. In fact, that's the only time you see him, on your birthday. He comes over and he takes you out for an amazing day and buys you a present that you tuck under your arm and show everyone, look what my uncle's bought me. You know, golden unicorn style things that sparkle down the street as you walk. He's that fantastic. And then we have naughty uncle. A naughty uncle drinks, smokes, swears, scratches parts of himself that he really shouldn't do, right? And he's very unkempt, and you see naughty uncle all of the time. You see him 3 or 4 times a week. He's always over your house borrowing a cup of sugar, always talking to your parents, and he's always there when you're stuck with your homework and everything else. Okay, which uncle do you like better? Now, you're tempted to say it's nice uncle, but the truth is you like the uncle that you see the most. And that's not necessarily the best role model. The drinking, the smoking, the swearing, the scratching, the turning up unkempt. You like the person that shows up, the person that is consistent. And that's how your audience perceive you. That if you show up and you are consistent, the mere exposure effect is so powerful. It doesn't matter that somebody else turns up, the guru in the field turns up once a month and looks absolutely like a goddess, and types with the silky hair and the really posh nails, and they say everything right and they never slip up and they never forget their script. You show up 3 or 4 times a week for your people will love you more than the guru, because they're exposed to you more than they are the other person. Now, that doesn't mean to say you can be like the naughty uncle and drink and swear and smoke. You still got to have quality standards. Just by showing up more and having your templates in place, not only will you be more consistent, and not only will you show up more, the quality of your product increases. So it doesn't matter whether it's a product or it's service. Sharon wouldn't be able to put out all of these fantastic things if she didn't have some template or framework system in place. And that's how it works for you. It enables you to show up more. It enables you to have a better impact with your audience. It enables you to activate the psychological effects of it being exposed to them, and it increases your quality. So if you were thinking 5 minutes ago, gosh, Sarah, that's a really random story about uncles, it has a time. It is something that is really, really powerful in your business, and templates enable that for you to happen. And if you've not showed up on your blog, you've got the free epic blog post at 1,100 words. That's a whole week of writing, people. That's a really fantastic thing. And you can go and pop that up. And you've got the social media updates, so you can pop them in a tool that delivers them day by day. You're showing up. And the more you show up, the more people will like you. It's how songs become your favourite songs. Do you remember that irritating song by Harry Styles about watermelon sugar? And all the kids were walking around going, watermelon sugar, hi. And I'm like, oh, what a really vile song. And now I hear it, oh, that's Harry Styles, I know who that is. It's the watermelon song. Right?
Are you going to sing that for us now? Oh my God.
No. You had all the
I have
singing.
no idea.
But it's the exposure effect. When I first heard it, I thought, my gosh, he's no Prince, is he? I'm never going to listen to this guy. No, I listen to him all the time. He got me just by showing up.
All right, so that was one aspect, right? The whole showing up consistently, templates being able to enable you to create more content consistently and actually focus on the content itself, not just the layout of it, but you don't have to worry about the headlines. And yeah, you're rewriting the headline, but you have, whenever you have the placeholder with a sample in there, it's kind of like white label content. It gives you the framework. We've filled everything in for you, of course, but it allows you to really add to it. So we do that with a lot of different places in our business. So it's not just about the showing up consistently for your audience, but like you said, Sarah, it's about our courses. All of our stuff is templated so that we know what the formatting is, so that when somebody's writing or designing or whatnot, they're not going to forget anything. They don't have to worry, oh, should that be this style or this heading? Am I supposed to have blue there? And they won't forget the next steps or the takeaways because there's a placeholder for it. The slides all look the same. It means you get something that's always consistent, except when we decide to change it. But that's besides the point. But the point is it leaves room for improvement too. So when you change, you can improve your template and then continue and use the new and improved one as well. We do that for our sales pages. So we decided we needed to change up some things, add some things that people were asking for with other FAQs. We have a template. We have blocks for that. We're using Thrive Architect, but we have blocks saved that we just pop in and then change. If we had to rethink that every single time, like with, when you get a sales page, and a lot of times people are with white label content are giving a sales page to you, you don't want to be rethinking that each time. You think that saves you time, but really it needs to be in your branding, your consistency, your template. So the copy is important to have as a starting point, but you want to use your template. So we use it for courses, we use it for sales pages, templates, our own that we create. And what else? Our project process. So that's something that's a template as well. Typically, you think of a template as a fill in the blanks, right? You think of like the content upgrade that we gave you in that free Epic blog post pack that I showed you earlier. That is really a fill in the blanks with just some questions for the person to fill in. So it's a template really that you're giving them as a worksheet. But you could also use that as a template for your other content upgrades, your other freebies. And we do that too. We have multiple templates in for freebies so that we don't have to be thinking about what design to use each time. So you want to have that as well. We have, what other templates do we have?
We
So I
have
was
the
saying the
blog post
project,
templates.
but I was saying the project process is one where in Asana, we have a template with all the different tasks that we have to do when we're creating when we're creating a new course. So the design, the research, creating the actual materials, reviews, the different sales elements. So we have a launch process. It's also a template that has more to it than what's in our project plan. It's got, what you do on launch day, what you do afterwards, has it broken up by responsibility. And every time we add something new or change something, we change the template. So that's a whole project in Asana. And then we just copy it and change, what the topic is, and then change the dates, of course, the deadlines, and we're ready to go with the next one and making sure nothing gets forgotten. And we change it over time as well as needed. The blog, Sarah, you were talking about blog post templates. Najana said, you really love the look of the new blog. Thank you. That was a Thrive thing. And I think I like it a lot more too. So I'm glad you like it as well. I appreciate that. What else do we have in here? There was something else I was talking to you about before, Sarah.
It's not just the stuff that we do in the business itself, delivering the products and ready to sell on the content creation, but it's if you're a service business, you've got invoicing. And,
Right.
I can remember in the transport business that Kevin had an invoice template and he would spend one day a week invoicing, and it would take him a whole day. But it used to take him a heck of a lot longer before he devised the template. And, when you're relying on people paying you in X amount of days' time from that invoice, the longer it takes you to invoice, the longer it is for you to get your cash. And if somebody doesn't pay on time, it could be 60 or 90 days before you get your money. Now, I know not everybody is a service-based business that works on an invoice payment system, but you still need to get your payment somehow. And the longer it takes you to put together that invoice to get your money, it's hard work. So create a template and it frees up so much of your time.
Yep, and you don't forget things. But I'm just sorry to interrupt, but because every business is different, and we're obviously have other templates we don't even think about. If you're listening to this now or later, can you pop into the comments what templates you use in your business? I would
good
love to
idea.
hear. All right.
Yeah, we'd
Because
love
that
to know
way,
what you're doing.
because I'm sure there are ones that you already use that you also don't even realize are templates. So think about anything that you use regularly where maybe you go back to a previous one and you just copy it. So we do that in Active Campaign a lot. We'll go back to a previous email where we know we want the layout and certain elements and just copy it. So that's a template right there. You may not think of it as a template. So pop in anything that you can think of as well. Okay. Sorry to
Social
interrupt.
media templates. Canva is brilliant for that. And I love that
Yep.
we get images as bonuses and things like that we can just copy into our Canva accounts, and then we can just take off the Content Sparks logo, pop on our own logo. Sometimes we want to change the images to fit our own brand, but that's often a no-brainer, particularly if you've got paid Canva. You can just look through their photos. I mean, they've got quite a good range of free photos as well. So you can just choose what's available. And Snejana says she uses it for workbooks, emails, and she's going to start with blog templates. Excellent. That's
Great
a really
idea.
good use. And the workbooks, that's another thing. I mean, we do that with the planners. We have a template format for the planners that we create. And the challenge is that if you get it in launch week, you get a bonus challenge. And that is a phenomenal set of templates that turns this into an amazing challenge that generates leads and activity and so on coaching agreements. Yeah, I bet we've got
I forgot about that. Yep.
coaches here that coaching agreement templates and welcome pack templates and things like that to help
onboarding,
people.
project proposals, right? Presentations.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure a lot of you use that as well. A presentation as a template. Yeah, bios, a little bio. Oh,
and if you
so
picked up selling with webinars last year, you got a template in that for your webinars. And there is so many that you get when you buy a course kit, but so many you can use in your own business to speed things up and the quality. Talking of quality, let's have a look inside something,
I'm going to
Sharon.
use the challenge app. Oh, okay. That's cool. Excellent. Well, we have another challenge for you, Snejana. And so just before we go into the course, major point is you have a whole bunch of templates already that you're using. So you already know how to do this, which means you can teach other people how to do it and help your audience, because there are a lot of things, we're just brainstorming now. There are things that, I don't even realize I'm doing as templates. And then there are the gazillion ones that I do. Sarah has a whole bunch that she uses. Every business is a little different. Snejana, you said you have ones, the coaching agreements and other things. So we're going to hop in and show you that you can now teach this.
Yeah,
all right.
I think out of all of the programs that I've seen you develop over the years, Sharon, and I'm a long-time user, and that sounds really wrong. It sounds like I'm a druggie or an addict of some kind. Yeah, I'm a long-term customer, totally addicted, obviously, in the nice way. And I've seen how the impact of templates has been on Content Sparks, the impact it has on my business. I know it's going to have a tremendous impact on your businesses. If you're watching this, I know that you care deeply about your business and your audience. That's what you hear. And now I've forgotten the point of what I was going to say. I think I'll just go and lie down in the corner. It's New Year for me too.
All right. Transition into the course, which is on how to use templates to streamline your business. All right. That's all we've been
That's what I was going
talking
to
about.
say. This is the easiest one to teach.
It is actually. It is one of the easiest ones because everybody's already doing it. Sorry, not everybody. You guys who are listening, the coaches and trainers and consultants and entrepreneurs, you've been doing this already, and you can do more of it. You can even, side note, you can even make this a whole business selling templates. So you could take a course like this, teach people how to create templates, help them decide which ones are the best ones for their business, for helping them be more productive, more efficient, show up for their audience consistently. So help them do that. And then create some templates that you add on as maybe an upsell, or you could end up starting to create a whole library or membership site where you're giving them templates that you create. And of course, you can be an affiliate for some of the sites where they sell templates. So one of the things we do go into in the course that you'll be teaching is that when it comes to creating templates, you can create it in-house, or you can outsource it or buy them ready-made. All right. So you can see here, I've just pulled up the course roadmap. This is what we call the success map for your students. You'll help them identify the templates that their business needs. They'll develop an action plan to produce those. They'll actually start creating them and decide which ones they should do themselves, which ones they can outsource or buy. And beyond that, there's actually how to integrate it into your business. So it's not as simple as, here's one folder on your computer with a whole bunch of templates. If you have team members, or even if you're just doing it yourself, you have to have it organized, make sure people are using them properly, make sure that you're keeping them up to date, that you can find them. So there are a lot of different aspects to that. And then actually evaluating the effectiveness of them at the end and walking away with a whole action plan. So this is the high level roadmap for the course. And I'm just looking for my mouse here. So you're going to get a folder when you get the Blaze package, right? You'll have student, instructor, and lead generation materials. I was just showing you one thing from the student materials, right? And so you'll get the course book and action guide and cheat sheets and graphics. There is also an overview infographic that gives all the details. Sarah, what do you want me to open up first?
Can you open up the cheat sheet? You've converted me over these last few months on the cheat sheet. So the cheat sheet is the big picture. And if you were delivering this live and you didn't want to follow anything else, you can use cheat sheet to just prompt you. And I find that really good because sometimes you just need a little framework, your own template, and this is absolutely perfect for that. So you've got the little prompts, you can add in your little stories, you're not following the slides, you're just following the cheat sheet, adding in your own experiences, adding in your little stories and making it all your own. So if you've already got extensive template experience, the cheat sheet is so powerful.
Yeah.
And
you
thank
can
you,
see
Johnny.
that.
Let me just pop that up.
Thank you so much. Yes, I can't wait to see. And Johnny, I would love to see what you end up doing with it as well. If you're going to be teaching it, you can always share that in the customer group because people love to get inspiration from people like you who are actually using it and recognize that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just scrolling through, and one of the things I want you to just point out on the cheat sheet is you can see that each one is only 2, maybe 3 pages. So these are great as little handouts as well. If you decide to do these as videos or live streams, people love using these as little handouts because your students like to have a little summary. So you can use it, like Sarah said, as your own guide without using anything else, and maybe use the other stuff later or just use the slides. But you can use them as handouts as well because, as a student, I don't want to go back and have to scroll through a video and remember, where did she talk about that? And where did he say that point? If I have this little cheat sheet, I can find it really quickly. So you can see that in the cheat sheet and each of the lessons. And then if you want to do that with the slides and just do videos, so we're talking now kind of a minimum viable product, minimum viable course. So you saw in the student materials that you get a whole bunch of other stuff, course book and action guide and worksheets and stuff. You could use just the cheat sheet and maybe the action guide with the worksheets along with the slideshow and have a really robust course right there. Because I like when a lot of our customers go in and just do that minimum viable course first, and do it live and see, ooh, this is making noises, sorry. And you get to see how people are reacting, what works. It's almost like trial runs for you as well to see where you get stories. Sorry, this is taking a little time to load up. So you could use the slideshow that you're getting. There are 215 slides, but that covers all of the modules and lessons. So you can go in here, do whatever edits and branding you want, and then break it up into little mini slideshows so that you can create multiple mini videos. Add that with your action guide where you can break up the worksheets and the cheat sheet. That's everything you need to get your course. Technically, you don't even need the cheat sheet if you want to go super minimum. You could just do the slideshow with videos, making those into videos, and then have the action guide worksheets. All right. So for anyone who's feeling a little overwhelmed, the other thing I would add into there is some example templates of your own that really make sense for your audience. So if your audience is coaches, for example, then you'd want to show some examples of a coaching agreement template or an invoice template or a client onboarding sequence, right?
I think the other thing you can remember is if you're looking to get this out, you can do one module a day. There's 5 or 6 modules, I can't remember now. So it will take you probably perhaps an hour a day. And if you did it in the morning and you recorded it, if you started on Monday, by Saturday, you would be ready to sell it. So don't have to think you have to spend a whole day recording. You don't. You can just do it in nice little blocks, which means each day you come to it with a fresh perspective, a new, renewed energy. Your voice is relaxed overnight, and you can give it your best shot every single day rather than thinking that you have to record it all in one go or all in one afternoon. And I've been that person. I've seen stuff that comes out from Sharon. I buy it on the Thursday. I edit it on the Thursday. I record it all on the Friday. So a whole day of recording. My family love it when I do this because I don't talk all weekend because I'm recovering the voice. And then on Saturday, I edit. On Sunday, I write the sales page and upload all the course. And on Monday, I start promoting. So it is possible, but you don't have to. The way it's laid out, you can just record one module at a time. And you've got the nice steady pace of being able to add in your stories, not feeling pressured, not feeling rushed, but knowing at the end of the week, you've got a complete course ready to go. And yep, I'm a complete Snajana. It's one of them, you see a course from Sharon and it's really good and you want to be first to the audience with it and first to your own email list to say, do this, and you just go for it. But you don't have to be that maniac. You can do it one module at a time over several days. You can do one module a week. There's no law that says you have to do it all in one go. You can just immerse yourself in the content. And like Sharon says, if you've got ideas for templates that you want to give your audience, by the time you get around to talking about the templates and the outsourcing, if you're doing this weekly, you've got 3 weeks worth of ideas that have been simmering on the back burner. So you're going to be in a much better position for having spent that time building up to that part than a rushing person like me. So you've got to do what makes you.
Yeah, and Sarah, you have templates already set up for a lot of your recordings. So you have your process that you've refined, you have your design, you have everything, and that speeds you up. So this is an important point for all of your courses that you're teaching. And I know that, you guys want to teach multiple ones because that's how you really build a high earning business, high revenue business that keeps on going. And you're there consistently for your customers. But having that template, your slideshow template that you pop this into, your workbooks, like Sanjana said, workbooks and worksheets and things like that, that's going to speed up actually doing every single course. So have that going. It'll take you a little longer if it's your first time doing it. That's why it's good to start with the minimum stuff and then add on. But create your templates as you go. And then you also have, if you're breaking up your recording, like Sarah, you suggested not doing it all at once, as if you do it for the first module, you then have examples already to show to someone as you go through the course and say, oh, did you notice in my first module where you learned XYZ, how do you, all about the importance of templates, I used a template as one example. So, and as you create your sales pages or other follow-up emails, you're going to have a template and flow for that. So just going through the course is going to help you create more, but it's going to speed you up with every other course that you do and everything else in your business, right? So that's the reason you're so quick at it also, Sarah. You've been doing it and you have everything in place already. So these are the slides, so you can see that we keep it pretty simple so that you can apply your design, your template to it and pull out, and you'll get into your own process that you use each time. Like Sarah, you have a process for taking out certain slides that you don't like, applying your design. You get into that rhythm.
That's the first thing I do. I scroll down and I look for that questions in the bin, debrief in the bin, and then I take off the notepad and pen and take that off, and I've got my own little icon that goes there. And that's what I do. And as I'm going through throwing slides out and adding icons in and replacing icons, I'm skimming the content. And as I'm skimming it, I'm thinking, oh, I've got a little story to go there. Or, oh, I really like this bit. I'm going to expand that out a bit more. And, oh, I've got a really fantastic little case study that fits here. So for me, I find going through the slides and adjusting them and editing them on the design and branding part a really big part of the creation process of what I'm adding in. And I've got little templates. In PowerPoint, you can have something called reuse slides. And I've got a little, I call it a slide deck of common slides that I need to reuse. So if I'm inserting a case study, I open up my deck with all my slides in it and insert case study ones. And at the beginning, when I'm putting in the introduction, I insert my introduction ones. And it's having this slide deck template of the most common slides that I'm using. That means I'm really fast at making it and customizing it myself, and that it's consistent across all of the courses. So even though I'm customizing, white label courses, they're still consistent with my brand and what people know and expect from me and the things that I add in. And that was a template that I didn't even realize until I was talking about it, the reuse slides and the slide deck that I've got. It's something that I use pretty much every single day. And I created that around 7 years ago. So it's a really, really powerful thing to just sit there and think, what slides am I going to need for every single course? And you're going to need your own little photograph of you to insert in that introduction for people who don't know you. You're going to need your little case study slides. You're going to need your other ones. It's just an amazing thing to have. I think if you've never created any templates whatsoever, and I find that really hard to believe, just creating a slide deck of your most common slides is a really good thing to do. And that's something that you can give to your audience as well. And you can say to them, here's my slide deck of the most frequently used slides that I have. Take it, customize it, and use it yourself. And you've just sped up how they're going to create all kinds of slide decks, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a course or something else. You've just saved them probably 6-7 hours. That's worth the cost of your program. If you're a coach and you bill out at $50 an hour, and that's a really low estimate for a coach, and you've saved somebody 8 hours, that's $400 you've saved them. And, somebody's easily going to buy this course for $197 if you're going to save them $400 straight off the bat.
Yep.
Plus whatever else they get from doing it. So it's a really powerful thing.
Yep. And we've given some of those sorts of things in the past as bonuses in different places. But I was just sort of playing with this as you were talking. There's that reuse slides thing. So you can have slides as templates from other presentations. And then what you could do is have one presentation that has all your slides that you like to use all together in there, your bio, your intro. So have one presentation that's all your templates, so that all you have to do is go to that presentation when you want to reuse a slide and grab the ones that you need. All right. So have them all in one place. That's what I would do to organize it all. All right.
Yeah.
So
I
that
would
was
have
that.
things like testimonials, your bios, a case study, maybe 2 or 3 case studies if you wish to then swap them around for courses, contact details, and just the basic things that you're going to use in every single program. And you'll be surprised how much time that saves you, just the reuse slides.
Yep. Yeah, I have to start doing more of that. That's a good point. Um, all right, so let's continue on because we're running out of time here. So I mentioned, so we have the student materials with all those different things in there. All this stuff is also on the sales page. If you want to pop up the URL again, we
Yep.
have the instructor materials with the slideshow and that I was showing you, and the follow-up and course follow-up emails to nurture and onboard, or not, it's not really onboarding, it's more nurturing emails. And research sources, we have the lead generation materials. Now, important thing on the lead generation materials. So as I mentioned before, I sent out a free blog post and content upgrade with a few little things to get started as kind of a mini lead gen to get people into your audience, your funnel, people interested in the topic of templates and using business templates. All right, so you have that, but then in the Blaze course, we give you something more robust, more in depth, because when you're first bringing people in, attracting people interested, you don't want to give them a whole big thing. You want something small that they can digest, get some value from, and then say to themselves, oh, this is really good. I got a lot out of this. I want to learn more. Let's see what else she's got. And then you can send them to your some sort of opt-in report. But what we also did here, we give you all the elements and follow-up emails and everything else where you could do a little webinar or live stream. But if you get this course now during the launch, we give you that in a challenge format as a bonus. And this is something we were talking about earlier also, is that you could do that free blog post, add a little bit of your own, put that in your own design, your own blog post template, use the content upgrade, and then send them to this challenge. And at the end, rather than trying to sell them a course, say, okay, now if you're ready to take it a step further, I join my 5-day challenge where you're going to actually start planning out a little bit of your templates. You're not going to give them everything that's in the course, but you are going to have them really be prepared to jump into that course and eager to. It's a natural progression for them. It's a natural decision to then enroll in your course. And if they don't, that doesn't matter either, because you're going to stay in touch with them. They may just not be ready then. So you can see here, this is what you get in the bonus, that it has 8 emails in there. Usually there's 7. We have a bonus one in here. And it goes through each of the different days. Kind of hard to see. Sorry, there's one bit, kind of an intro that you can use to introduce the live stream. And these emails, they have people look at where they can use templates in your business. So that you'd probably want to change the title. I would change the title of the challenge. Instead of saying the top 5 reasons your business needs templates, it's, what would you call it, Sarah?
I would call it something like find 5 hours in your business and
Every day.
go for the productivity angle. It's this time of year, January, everybody's trying new productivity hacks, trying to become more efficient, and I would go for the productivity, the efficiency angle. And I probably wouldn't even mention templates, because you always get someone. I can remember this when WordPress came out and there were the themes, and they were like, oh, all the themes look identical. They're all templates. And yes, when you install them, it looks identical to everybody else's, but once you've personalized it, it becomes yours. Um, if you look on contentsparks.com, you'll see Sharon uses Thrive. And if you go over to my website, you'll see that I use Thrive. Do these two websites look the same? No, they don't. They are totally different. And even though I'm the person that devised the blog post layout over on Sharon's site, does Sharon's blog post look the same as mine? No, they don't.
Not at
Because
all.
whilst we both use templates, our templates are customized to our unique audiences and our businesses. And whilst there are elements of overlap, they're not actually big areas of overlap. So I wouldn't use the word template because I'll have like PTSD and flashbacks to WordPress and their templates and how everyone would argue that templates were wrong and they were evil. And I would go with the angle of productivity and creating tools and frameworks to enable you to move faster and be more productive in your business. And for my audience, productivity is a big thing for them. So I think that would be the angle that I go. And I know that if you were looking to talk to people about creating templates in Canva and having that as an extra element of your template course, that it's absolutely essential to use the word template because that's what people are searching for and that's what they're looking for to grow their business. So it really does depend on your audience. But I think if you customize that title to fit who they are, you'll have a much better impact.
Yeah, so it could be what I think the angle I was taking before was it was 5 ways to increase your business efficiency, quality, and productivity, something like that.
Yeah.
So, 5 ways to start to do that today or in 2022. So there's lots of different angles you can do based on your audience, and then you can tweak the actual days. So there's things on increasing efficiency, consistency, getting more respect and trust. You could put in something around the consistent showing up consistently. So you
Don't
can
use the
tweak these
uncle
things.
example. That's mine. You
No,
have to use aunties.
Johnny, that's interesting. So Johnny said that buzzwords in your industry are sales enablement frameworks.
Mm.
SOPs are also well received. Yeah. Remind me what SOPs are.
Standard operating
Standard
procedure.
operating procedures. We had a course on that. I should remember that, right? Thank you for the reminder. The sales enablement frameworks I haven't heard before. That's pretty cool.
But that's brilliant. You can talk about, 3 reasons you need sales enablement frameworks in your business
Mm-hmm.
or why your team needs sales enablement frameworks, and then
Yeah.
just adapt templates to frameworks
Mm-hmm.
because, there's no law that says you have to call them a template. I'm more aligned with framework rather than template. Hello, Alice. What's took you so long to get here?
All right. So actually, Alice, we're moving along and starting to close up this soon. So please pop in any questions that you have because we're talking about all different types of templates you can use in your business and the fact that you already have a lot of them. And while you're here, before Alice is getting her hair done. Mine is next week. Hi, Cherie. Good to see you too. Pop in what templates you use in your business. And you don't have to call them templates because Johnny called them sales enablement frameworks. A standard operating procedure can be a template as well, because I said we use a whole project process is our template, one of our templates, but we also have materials like our course materials that are templated, graphics in Canva, our launch process, and those are all things that you can create templates around or process. It's not really a process, I don't want to confuse a process and a template. because you can, but you can create a template for a process. So for instance, the way we create our courses, we have a template in Asana that we copy over. I mentioned before that has all the tasks listed. So that's the process we follow, but we created a template. So I don't want to get too into the terminology there. Use what makes sense for you. And what I have on the screen now is just the 5-day challenge that we use for, that is a bonus for this particular course. And Alice said, workflows, SOPs, and graphic templates that I use for quick social media posts. Yep. And a workflow can be in a template like a flow chart or a mind map, something like that, where you have it all laid out graphically, and then you just change it for different aspects. So you could have one standard workflow and adapt it for like a workflow for creating content and publishing it in different places, but you could adapt it based on whether it's video content or blog post content or audio content or social media content. So that would be kind of cool. All right, I'm going to close up the challenge one because we need to close up soon. But you can see that everything's there. Okay. Just looking for my mouse.
So let's remind you, if you pick this up before next Wednesday, you get the challenge kit as the bonus, which is a really nice bonus to have. And it's something that you can use on social media to get your audience interested in a topic. And it's something you can use to build your email list. It's something you could put together as a mini taster program. There's no law that says you have to give away your challenge for free. You can potentially do it and even over a day, and you can call it a 1-day challenge and have people come in and do a little bit on the hour every hour, and at the end of the day sell them the course. So you can sort of extend a webinar or something like that. Fred's asked, can a challenge be automated or is it best to do it live? I would recommend you do it live 2 or 3 times. Firstly, so you get to know all of your audience really deeply and the questions that they come up with, and they tell you and interact with you live. And that enables you to adjust your challenge accordingly so it fits all of their needs. And then I would automate it, because I don't know about you, Fred, but I struggle saying the same thing over and over and over again. Now, my husband's a brilliant teacher and a brilliant trainer. He can sit there and say, press Control A, press Control C, press Control Z. Huzzah! Now it's pasted. I'll say, you know how to copy and paste, and move on to the next thing, because I've said it once. You know, I'm a typical mum. I've said it once. I expect you to remember. And that isn't always how people remember, and it isn't how people learn. So if you're like me and you struggle to say the same thing over and over, then automating it will be really good. But we do recommend you do it at least twice live so that you can get your very best peak performance, peak content, and put it together so you've got the very best version of your challenge that's on automation.
Yeah, and it depends who it's for also. So if you're doing it for lead generation, you'd want to do it again a couple times live, but then it's good to have that one automated. Maybe run it live periodically. But if you're doing it as, say, something for customers, existing customers, then you might want to just do it live, because that's a different sort of relationship. So think about the goal of your challenge first as well.
And we've got advice from the audience. I like to do it live, but with an app, it's much easier. Better to do live until you perfect it. And I find live challenges gather more engagement, but automation frees up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different answers there on how you can do it and how it can meet your goals.
Yeah. And that's always a balance, live versus freeing up your time. So if you can just be really economical about your time. I mean, because I travel a lot, I'm very protective of any time that I do things live. So I automate as much as I possibly can, and then just do the live stuff like we're doing now with a launch. With a challenge, it's a little bit harder. You do need to make sure that you've blocked out that time over the 5 days to do it. So you can't just, like I do, leave at the drop of a hat and decide to travel off to Hawaii. Or, I had a lot of stuff going on with my family earlier in the middle of last year or in the fall. And I needed to just drop everything and go. So I couldn't have scheduled a live challenge. It just wouldn't have worked. But I had it automated, luckily, so I could do that. And having a team, of course, helps a lot too.
Some automated videos in place doing the showing up. And if you're struggling with the consistency, because it can be draining to show up live all of the time, then look at, okay, then I know what I'll do. I'll automate the training, but I'll show up live for the Q&A part, so that you show the training, say at midday, and then do a Q&A in the evening, and that you commit to showing up in the Q&A live to answer and interact with the audience. And you can even say, the training will be up. That's up at 12 o'clock. You've got until 5 o'clock to watch it, and then we'll have our Q&A at 5:30. So it can even be beneficial to your audience. I know, as somebody, I would love to be able to drop everything at 11 a.m. and go and watch somebody's live stream. But the chances are I've already got something in place at 11 a.m. If somebody says to me on Monday, can I speak to you Friday? The answer is no, because I'm already booked out. So these short notice things are really difficult for people like me. What if your audience works or works part-time? So if you have your automated part, your video part, you're helping a section of your audience as well. You can say to them, if you want to talk to me live, I'll be here at 6 p.m. in the evening for 30 minutes, and you can ask your questions then. And you've got all day to watch that video. That is much easier for some of your audience than you have to be here at 11 o'clock. You have to do this, you have to do that, because they might not be able to do that. And they may be your perfect customer, but the timings don't fit.
Yep. I just had this yesterday. Yeah.
Sherry says, do we have any getting started templates in the CS Biz templates?
I'm not sure. Getting started with what? So in the business templates course, there's we talk about different examples, but it's so varied. Something like a getting started, it depends what you're getting started with. So if it's getting started with, I'm trying to think of an example, like setting up your first online course, you could have a checklist that would be more getting sample or example templates.
I would do a search, Sherry, and do a search in Google for your audience. Maybe it's coaches. I know you do graphic design. I know you do the Black entrepreneurs marketplace. I would type in the audience name and the word free template and see what comes up. And then if you see some that you like, you can screenshot them and add a link to it and say, here's an example of a template from XYZ. The link to that's below if you wish to go and explore it more. And then you can put some little arrows on it and say, I particularly like this bit here. I like this bit here. And you then say, I'm not so fond of this bit here. You have to have the things you dislike as well as you like, because that helps build better trust with your audience. Because if you only highlight positive, they think you're a shill for the company, or that you're on their payroll or other things. And that probably isn't true. They just think that. So if you can say, what I would change is I don't like the font and I would realign it. And that kind of information helps them make better decisions.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff, sorry, I'm just looking through the course. to see. What I would do is what Sarah said, and then also look at your own ones that
And
you
that's
already have as template, because that's what's going to really make this unique. So slideshows and presentations, I would show one of my own as an example when teaching this. Create your templates. So there's things about different qualities. I'm pretty sure we listed some resources in here, but like Sarah said, I do a search, find some resources that have example templates. You can also, if you're talking about something like an invoice template, you can just go into Word and look at their templates and show where people can get a template and customize it for themselves. So it talks about a lot of different things in here, like Microsoft Office. So there's links in here to some different places where you can actually get templates, right? What else did we have in here? Canva, Crello. So yeah, there are some different resources. We're not actually showing the templates because you should pick out really what makes sense and what's going to be most relevant to your audience. Okay.
she's just saying she can get her SOPs from Process Street. Yep.
Yeah, just make sure that you focus as much as possible on templates that people can use as is versus a process, which is just a step-by-step way of doing things. It's a little bit different. That's why I was trying to explain that. So a checklist can be a template. That can be a process, but it's really all the items, and you can go in and change them. Our project management template has all the lists of tasks and the flow of it. So this isn't the same as going through and doing a process management examination. We have a whole course on that. It's called Powered Up Processes. And in there, people actually look at a process in a business and rework something that's going to be high impact, where they change how they're actually doing something. This is more about actually taking pieces of that, and it's easiest to think of it in terms of content like social media graphics or a project plan template, or a list of, I'm trying to, like we have with our course materials, where we have it all formatted the same way and you can just fill in. So hopefully that helps. Word, Crello. I'm just looking at your other comments, Cherie. Okay, you got it now. So Word, Crello. I don't have Crello myself. It's one example. Trello, Trello, also has a bunch of different things. Word has tons of different templates. PowerPoint has lots of different templates. And all right.
Excel also has lots of different spreadsheet examples.
You can go back, Shuri, and go watch the beginning as well. Which was the one you were talking about? Excel also has examples.
Yeah.
Why don't I open that up, actually? Open up Word. I know we need to wrap up. We're already well over time. But if you haven't opened up Word before and seen some of the templates they have, when you go to actually start a new document, you'll see all different examples and then something that says more templates. And you can go see and actually search all different ones. So if you know you want to create a resume, for example, you can take one of their resume templates, alter it to fit your branding and the look you want, and then save that as your own template. So there are lots of places where you can get starting points if you don't have one already. But the first and the easiest thing to do is look back at what you already have, that you already like, and you want to actually use again, and make that into a template. Where's my, bring us back. All right. So that'll be your easiest step. And then where you need other things, you can go in and find ones that are existing. And there's some guidance in there in the course as well on whether to create it in-house, outsource, buy. All right. Yes. Okay. I think we're good. And you can look a little bit more on the sales page when you There's some information about the upgrade pack. We didn't go into that, but the upgrade pack also has module quizzes and sales page copy, which you can pop into your sales page template, whatever your favorite one is. So we give you the copy and lots of placeholders because we use a template that has those placeholders in there where you would fill in your own information. So we're giving you copy and a template for the copy, and then you can put it into the graphic layout that you prefer. So you can see there where we're using templates. All right, Sarah, any last words for our group?
If you haven't got this, I think you need to pick it up. This is a fantastic start of a course. If you've never taught one before, this is something that you can easily get to grips with, because believe it or not, you've got templates in your business. You probably don't call them templates. You might call them frameworks. You might call them canned responses. You might call them something else entirely. You know, it was only as we were talking that I realized I had my reuse slides. I just call them reuse slides. I don't call it a template, but it is a template of all the slides that I use in various PowerPoint presentations. So you've got them in your business. If you're looking to add an extra revenue stream by having a course, this is a really brilliant first course to have. In fact, I think a lot of you who are watching this are actually going to take this and make it into something spectacular of your own.
Yeah.
And I'm really quite envious.
And I love this one because it's so easy to customize too, to make unique, because all you have to do is look at some of your own templates to use them as examples, look at what works for your audience and do a little search. And again, you can even start putting together templates that you add as bonuses, but even add as paid packages. All you have to do is look online. You'll see how many people are selling templates, and they do call them templates. But then there are all those other things that we talked about, canned responses and workflows, and I can't remember now. It was for salespeople, the sales enablement framework as well. So framework is a really good term as well. Use what makes sense. I looked in keyword research, and templates was a big thing. So people do understand it and do know in general what it is, but you'll need to explain for your audience. And you're going to be able to do this and really grow. And then you'll be able to add on lots of other courses to help them, because it's going to open up other areas where they need help. They've freed up their time by using more templates, but then they want to learn how to do outsourcing, or they want to use all that freed up time on social media to learn how to build an audience more on social media. All those different things, live video, you name it, the project planning, marketing plans. There's a marketing plan template in that course on marketing plans. So lots and lots of opportunities, but don't let yourself get too overwhelmed. Focus on the minimum one first. I mentioned that earlier. Focus on pulling out the stuff that you can deliver really quickly, because people are going to get a big bang for their buck or their pound or whatever other currency right away. When you start helping them do this, they're going to see the results and all the time they're going to free up right now at the beginning of the year, and then continue throughout the year. Okay. So that is everything for now. If you have any questions, please do drop them in the comments, tag one of us, and we'll be on the lookout. And also, you can always email support@contentsparks.com. In the meantime, head to the URL contentsparks.com/biz templates, BIZ templates. And Cherie, I can't wait to see what your big idea is. Make sure you share that in the customer group, because you always have great ideas, and I want to see more of your graphics too. All right. Take care now, everybody. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.